Hello everyone, myself Elizabeth Shibi, your social science teacher, is going to discuss with you Geography Chapter 4 Agriculture.
In this module, you will learn about various systems of farming practiced in India. Since ancient times, agriculture has been the foundation of Indian economy. Nearly 67% of our population is engaged in agriculture or agriculture-related activities. Besides providing food to our growing population, raw material from agriculture also supports a number of industries like cotton textiles, food processing, and handicrafts. With the introduction of machines, chemical fertilizers, and research for better farming techniques, cultivation methods in India have changed a lot over the years. Let us explore the main farming systems practiced in India. One system of cultivation, practiced in several parts of India, is called primitive subsistence farming. This system involves cultivating food crops in small fields using hand tools like hoes and digging sticks. The entire produce is used to sustain the farmer's family or community. The primitive subsistence farming system does not use any modern know-how like chemical fertilizers and depends entirely on local soil, environmental conditions, and monsoons. Primitive subsistence farming involves hard manual labor, and often all members of the family have to work in the field. This system of farming is slash and burn agriculture. In this module, you will learn about the 3 cropping seasons in India, from food grains, spices, oilseeds, fruits and vegetables, to commercial crops like tea, coffee, and sugarcane. The variety of crops grown in India is truly amazing. Just like we experience several seasons in a year, agriculture in India also follows 3 distinct cropping seasons. These are called Rabi, Kharif, and Zaid. Let us learn more about each of these cropping seasons. The Rabi season is in the months of October to December, when the crops are sown. The crops are harvested the following year in the months of April to June. Did you know? The ripening of the Rabi crop is celebrated mostly in the month of April through different harvest festivals in India, like Baisakhi in Punjab. Important Rabi crops are wheat, mustard, barley, grams, and peas. The important areas of Rabi crops are Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Himachal Pradesh, and Jammu and Kashmir. The success of rabi crops in these states depends on rainfall in the winter season caused by western temperate cyclones. Did you know wheat is now grown in West Bengal and to a small extent in the southern states of India? In this module, you will learn about the main crops grown in India. Next time you go to buy groceries, take a closer look at the different varieties of food grains, pulses, spices, oil, tea, and coffee available in the shop. All these come from crops grown by farmers in different parts of India, depending on the type of soil, ways of cultivation, and climatic conditions. The tasty biryanis, idlis, and dosas that you enjoy are made from rice, the staple food for a majority of our population. India is the second largest producer of rice in the world. Rice is a kharif crop that requires a high temperature, above 25 degrees Celsius, and humidity, and more than 100 centimeters of rainfall for proper growth. The main rice-producing areas in India are the coastal and delta regions, and the northeastern states. The development of irrigation facilities has enabled rice cultivation in Punjab, Haryana, western Uttar Pradesh, and parts of Rajasthan, where rainfall is less. The rotis and mouth-watering puris and kachoris of North and Northwestern India, and the delicious biscuits, cakes, and bread that you eat are made from wheat or wheat products. Wheat is a rabi crop that requires cool weather for growth and warm weather for ripening with 50 to 75 centimeters of rainfall. Wheat is majorly grown in the northwestern plains of India and parts of the Deccan Plateau.
Now, among the oilseeds, the number one crop of India is groundnuts. Out of all the oilseeds, 50% is groundnuts that is produced in India. So where does India lie when it comes to the production of groundnut? Again, we rank second next to China. Groundnut is a kharif crop and it accounts for about half of the major oilseeds that are produced in the country. Gujarat is the largest producer of groundnuts and it is followed by Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh. The next crop I will say is rapeseeds. In rapeseed production, India is third largest producer after Canada and China. Linseed and mustard are rabi crops. Then it is sesame. It is a kharif crop in the north and a rabi crop in the south. Because in south there is nothing called rabi season. Rabi season means it is a pleasant climate. It is a kind of mild summer. Then we have castor seeds. They are again grown as both rabi as well as kharif crop. When I am saying that they are cultivated as rabi and kharif crop, I am talking about South India. The next crop is tea. Now, if I take a tea plant, what is the life of the tea plant? Once it is planted, it will give leaves for 50 years. And every year, 15 to 20 times, we can pluck the leaves out of it. So it is a very lucrative business. It requires deep and fertile, well-drained soil, rich in humus and organic matter. And that is why they are grown on mountain slopes. These mountain slopes have red soil or laterite soil. Now when there is good amount of rainfall in these areas, this soil has less clay in it. So the water is drained. So this crop requirement is good amount of rainfall and a well-drained soil. which is rich in again humus and organic matter. And all these conditions are available in the mountainous areas of Assam and the nearby states. The tea bushes require warm, moist, frost-free climate all through the year. Frequent showers, that is evenly distributed over a year, will ensure continuous growth of tender leaves. Now this industry is a labor-intensive industry because for plucking the leaves, it is only done manually because they cannot pluck all the leaves. Tender, selected leaves only, which the laborers are good at. Then it is processed in an industry. For all these activities, labor is required. And this labor are migrant laborers. Supposing Assam is rich in tea. So for all work, the laborers come from Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, or Jharkhand, but other states. Migrant laborers come there and work in particular seasons. The major tea producing states in India are, first one, of course, it is Assam. The second state in India is West Bengal. And in West Bengal, from Darjeeling, we get the best tea of India. From South India, it is Tamil Nadu and Kerala. But the taste of the tea from South India is different from that in North India. It is not that tea is just produced in these 4 states. It is actually Assam and all the neighboring states, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Meghalaya. In all these states, tea is produced. And it is being done after deforestation. Even in the northern part of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, it is being tried out. That is why we are producing it on a large scale. And India is the second largest producer of tea in the world. First, of course, it is China. But China produces green tea. And the processing of the green tea is different from that of the black tea that India produces. And again, Sri Lanka, the tea is different. It is brown tea. So again, the processing is different. That's all. The next crop is coffee. Again, Indian coffee is known in the world for its good quality. That is coffee Arabica. The Arabica variety initially was brought from Yemen and then it was produced in our country, especially Baba Budan Hills. And this variety is in demand all over the world. Initially, its cultivation was introduced on Baba Budan Hills. And today its cultivation is confined to Nilgiris in Karnataka, then Kerala and Tamil Nadu. But of course, Karnataka is the leader. So first they will pluck these berries after ripening. They will remove all the pulp. Seeds are left out. That seeds they will dry it. And then it is processed. And finally what we get is coffee. Next is horticulture. When I say horticulture, it is growing fruits and vegetables. India is the second largest producer of fruits and vegetables in the world after China. India is a producer of tropical as well as temperate fruits because the southern half is tropical and the northern part is temperate. If I say fruits in India, we have mangoes of Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal. Oranges of Nagpur and Cherrapunji, bananas of Kerala, Mizoram, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, lychee and guava of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, pineapples of Meghalaya, grapes of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and even Maharashtra. When I talk about north, we have apples, pear, apricots, walnuts of Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh are in great demand in the world. Talking about non-food crop. First one, rubber. If I take a rubber tree, once it is planted, say initially after 3-4 years, it starts giving latex, which in South India is called milk. So once this tree is planted, it gives income to the farmer for 20 years. Every day in the morning, they will put, that is early in the morning, 6 o'clock, they will put a small cut on the tree. And it will start giving latex drop by drop, which gets collected in the bowl. Generally it is coconut bowl. And by 10 o'clock it will stop. Then from all the trees it is collected in buckets. They put it in a tray and add some chemicals whereby it will become thin sheet. They will dry it and they will give it to the industry where it is further processed into, say, tires, tubes, etc. So first one, it is an equatorial crop, and Kerala is close to equator. Southern part of India is close to equator. Under special conditions, it is also grown in tropical and subtropical areas. So it is being tried out in those areas, but it is not produced on a large scale. It requires mostly moist and humid climate. Again, Kerala is close to the coast, so it fulfills that requirement. Rainfall is more than 200 centimeters and temperature above 25 degrees Celsius. So rubber is an important industrial raw material. It is mainly grown in the states of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and Garo Hills of Meghalaya. Fiber crops, we have cotton, jute, hemp, and natural silk. Now these are the four major fiber crops grown in India. The first three are actually derived from the crops that are grown in the soil, and the later, that is silk, is obtained from cocoons of the silkworms fed on green leaves, especially mulberry leaves. Rearing of silkworm for the production of silk fiber is what is known as sericulture. Now generally the farmers buy the eggs which is kept in the refrigerators by the sellers. They bring it home, they will put it in a tray and they will put the mulberry leaves in the tray. And in the room temperature, these eggs hatch out and the silkworms come out. They start eating the leaves. They grow up and they give out their saliva. As the saliva is coming out, it becomes yarn. And from this yarn, they make these cocoons. Once this cocoon is done, the silkworm gets trapped inside the cocoon. So all these cocoons are collected and put in hot water. So naturally, the silkworms die. Because if that is not done, they will start once again eating it back and they will spoil the threads. So once it is put in hot water, they are able to draw the thread out of it. So they are able to make silk fibers out of it. And then from the silk fiber, we make silk cloths. And when it comes to India, silk clothes, Karnataka ranks first. Then, talking about cotton, India is believed to be the original home of cotton plant. It is cultivated as a kharif crop and it requires 6 to 8 months to mature. It requires high temperature, light rainfall, irrigation, and 210 frost-free days and bright sunshine for its growth. In the textbook, the data that is given is for 2016. India was the second largest producer of cotton after China. But right now, the country that ranks first in the production of cotton in the world is India. India is first, China second, USA third, Pakistan fourth, and Brazil fifth. Cotton grows well in drier parts of black cotton soil of the Deccan Plateau region. And that's why we have Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, even Andhra Pradesh. Major cotton producing states in India are 1. Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. Talking about jute, jute is called as the golden fiber. It grows well on well-drained fertile soil in the floodplains where the soils are renewed every year. And that is why the delta regions of West Bengal is the best place in India. It requires high temperature during the time of its growth. The major jute producing states are West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, Assam, and Meghalaya. It is used in making gunny bags, mats, ropes, yarn, carpets, and other artifacts. And when it comes comes to jute production, India ranks first in the world. The country that is second is Bangladesh, then China. Now, due to its high cost, it is losing market to synthetic fiber and packing materials, particularly nylon. So that was all about crops in our country. Now we shall understand why technological and institutional reforms are required in our country. Well, the reasons behind that are agriculture has been in India for thousands of years. Sustained use of land without compatible techno-institutional changes have hindered the pace, that is speed, of agricultural development. In spite of development of sources of irrigation, most of the farmers in large part of the country still depend upon monsoon and natural fertility in order to carry on their agriculture.
Hope so. You have understood the chapter. Thank you. Stay home. Stay safe.